Hey y'all, I'm Shayna and I'm back. This is just a rant. I'm talking about 11 Hip Hop Miami, okay? We just gonna do some kitchen table talk, okay? We just gonna chat about it. Listen, for 11 Hip Hop Miami, I don't take no notes or nothing, at least not yet. I gotta see, are we feeling the season? Are we sticking with it? Are we not? So until we make up our mind, we just gonna talk about it, okay? No particular order, no nothing. This season, whatever, episode 2. Let's go ahead and get into it. I'm just gonna start off with I'm gonna start off with Bobby Lights. Does Bobby Lights have a significant role on this franchise? No, he's more like a supporting cast member. But earlier today, I was just minding my business, y'all, scrolling down Instagram, and I saw Just Hilarious post this video where she mentioned, I guess, a tweet that Bobby Lights made where he said, "One day I'm going to work with Beyonce." Sis said, "You can't even work with Trina, and that's your cousin." So I hollered because he sure couldn't even work with him. Listen, Trina thinks she Beyonce. Trina thinks she Beyonce. Let's get into it. So Trina was working on this female unity. We support women supporting women. We don't hate on each other. It's room for everybody type of thing with a radio host, Super Cindy, down there in Miami. And so she's working on this project. It didn't sound bad. I know what the people saying. Ain't nobody checking for Trina no more. She had her time. Girl, give it a rest. Do a little throwback concerts and let it be. But the song actually it didn't sound bad. It's just Trina is like she's a little unlikable. Like she a little hard. Like if you want to be like a throwback artist for lack of better words, you gotta have a likable personality. Like she just. I don't know, it's giving stuck up. I don't know, it's giving mean girl a little bit. Like it's giving who do you think you are? Like and I ain't nobody to talk me. Trina do got a platform, but it's just girl. Can we not? Like, what are you doing and why are you doing it? Super Sydney wants to work on this project. She does a cipher for rappers in Miami. She wants to put her people on, and I think that's a great thing. So she has one female rapper at this cipher that's coming up. It's a rapper named Zoe Brinks, I believe. I haven't heard of her, but like she said in her confessional, if you don't know me, you gonna know me. Oh, you don't know now. Or you gonna know me. If you don't know me by now, you gonna know me now. Okay? So I actually love to see it. I wanna see there's a lot of female rappers, everybody talking about the same thing. At least let me see some versatility. She's just, she's plus size. She's a natural woman. She got a real story and testimony. She does hair. So she's not just like, oh, I got it. Like she not out here pretending like she really got it. She like, no, I'm living in my hair studio. I'm using this public restroom to brush my teeth. Like she in the trenches, okay? She is. When I say she's grinding, I really hope that this works out for her. I hope this platform really does take her where she needs to go. Cause sister's hustling, okay? Cause I'm sorry. I would have give me a 9 to 5. Like I'm, I can't do the public restaurant mode. But that is, she's passionate about her craft. And so when Trina came up in there to the cipher, telling myself, I don't want to be here. It was a little too ghetto for me. Oh my God, it's a little too hood. I don't have the right shoes. I'm not, what is this? I don't, oh my God, I'm above it. And Bobby like, girl, this is, it remind me of New York. This is like so lit. Like you get to see the fresh new artists, the new talent. I am really liking Bobby Lights so far this season. He like, yeah. He first of all, he telling it like it is. He telling what we thinking. He's saying what he's saying is true. There was nothing wrong. Yeah, you going through the back alley. This is a cipher, honey. What you thought? You gotta go. She act like she. I know it's been a long time since she started, but do you remember when you were grinding trying to get on? I guess she forgot. She thinking she Beyonce. Listen, I know she the baddest, whatever. As quickly as you got it, it can be taken away, and you might have to be doing a cipher or two to be trying to get put back on. Like, no, let's not. So, She get there. She as soon as she sit down, she like, "Hi, Sydney, bye, Sydney. I got somewhere else to be. I got other things to do." And she sit in her confessional. Everybody just thinks she's readily available to always be around, and she's not. She got things. What are you doing then? Well, what else did you have to do? I'm not gonna take it away. I'm sure she probably has a booked and busy schedule, but first of all, she always running late. If she be on time to something, maybe she would have the time. If you don't want to be there and you're gonna be nasty and stink, don't go. Just don't go. Cause now she really like affected this girl's self esteem and really ruined the mood. I'm sure she would have been less disappointed had you just not shown up. And it could have been like, oh, something came up, she couldn't make it. And then for you to come and be so nasty, so rude. Okay. So she came up there, and Zoe was like, she was like, I gotta go. I don't want to break this up, but I gotta leave. I have better things to do, and it's to be sitting here. It's that's dusty. It's dirty. I don't know who y'all are. I don't like it, girl. So Zoe was like, well, it was nice to meet you. And Trina gonna say, you're welcome. Bye. Girl, get your ass on. Out. Get out. There's the door. Don't come back. Bobby was like, Trina, my cousin, and he gonna remind you that that's his cousin, okay? But he like, I don't like what she doing. I don't know why she's doing it. I think that was very nasty, so rude. And Sydney had to be like, listen, I don't know why she acting like that. She even said herself, but that's not a good look. If you're trying to have this women's empowerment movement, you supposed to be a girl's girl and all this stuff. That's not what it's given. And Sydney was like, I really was excited to meet her and rap for her, and I'm just really disappointed. And Cindy was like, well, it can be disappointing when you remember that show Fanatic that used to come on. I don't think Zoe's a fanatic, but I think she was, who Trina's supposed to be. She thinks she the queen of Miami and all this stuff. And this is a Miami rapper. She's looking up to her. She probably grew up listening to her music. You aspire to have that type of success. And then the person is acting like, oh, like they too good for you. Yeah, it's gonna affect you. I think that was just wrong and quite unnecessary. I don't know if she picking a fight so she can just have a storyline or what. Really, why is Trina on the show? What else is going on? What does she have going on that need? Okay, her and Trick. Now that I think about it, but at least Trick is friendly. But anyway, speaking of Trick, so he was with I'm gonna call this man Richard. I ain't going off no street name for him over here. We like that. Check out my hot topics where I talked about Richard and what he did to his wife and his daughter when he pulled out that GUN on them. Absolutely crazy. Can't respect it. Won't respect it. But so he's meeting up with him, and Trick is like, well, you clean now, you sober, you got a family, you got a wife, a child. First of all, Richard already had a child or two. This is not his first, but he said this is his second chance. He got him a young thing. He got him a 24-year-old. He like 45, like someone young enough to be his child. Went snatched her up, manipulated her, but we'll get there. And he like, look, Trick like, all right, well, I got to keep that sugar booger away from you then. Yeah, and keep it away from you. What? So that's all we saw a Trick this episode. So we learn more about Richard and Von Shay, his wife. She talks about how she's educated, went to Harvard and Howard, and got a master's degree and graduated 2 years early, and she's going to school for criminal law or something. So yeah, she's very educated, smart. You can be book smart, honey, but the common sense could be lacking. You let this old man who's broke manipulate you, girl. Why? Cause he up there talking about some, ooh, do they got benefits for the husbands? What does he do? What do you have to serve? Ew. So she like, yeah, I don't even know how long they've been together. But yeah, he saw someone who may be, like I said, book smart, very pretty, inexperienced when it comes to like dating, maybe. I'm just speculating. She said her mom took her all around the world. Her family is in education. She's been here, she's been there, Korea, Arizona, all across the country, all outside the country. I said somebody must have been in the military or something. But yeah, so they're talking about their daughter. They briefly touched on the fact that she, had medical conditions that caused him to start that GoFundMe. I do remember that. And I also remember him buying Rick Ross a big old chain when he could have been using that money for his daughter. And the people that gave the GoFundMe were upset, and rightfully so. And now he's asking about his wife's benefits and things. Ugh, yuck. But they're talking, and she was like, "Yeah, we're gonna have a sip and see." What is a sip and see? Like, I don't know. Because let me tell you, when I had my firstborn child, gender reveals weren't even a thing. So I'm like, well, this every time I turn around, there's something new. But I mean, maybe it's not new. But I look, y'all just gonna come over and see the baby. Okay. So they having a sip and see, which looked like it was like a nightclub or something. And he was like, before we get there, he was talking about her mom. And he was like, well, your mom sent me this 3-page letter cussing me out, talking about my mama and my daddy. And he up there complaining. She like, you called my mama the B word and all that stuff. I didn't appreciate that. Trying to check him. And he like, I don't care. F your mama. He probably don't care because, one, he don't respect women. We've seen that already on camera. He don't respect himself. And he about the same age as her mama. So, I mean, in his eyes, that's his peer. So but she was saying like, what, you made told her daughter she made a mistake marrying and having a child with this man. Mama knows something. Mama is on to something, because now we know the end and we just seen the beginning. So before we can even get into their storyline, we already know the outcome. So it looked like Mama might have been right. But you know, she young. She wanted to do what she wanted to do. She had to learn. Sometimes we just got to go through it, honey. But, you know, and she did in private. She told him, I don't like how you were talking about my mother and how you spoke to my mother. But in public, in a public place, in front of the mama, because he went and wanted to confront the mama at the place, which the mom was like, this is not the time or place to be talking about this. And it wasn't. But she put up a united front with her husband. So she played her wifely role. She was like, listen, she had her husband's back at the place and in front of her mama. But behind closed doors, she let him know, I don't like how you talk to my mama. Did he respect her enough to be like, you know what, out of my love for you, I'm just not going to say anything or what? No, he did not. He didn't care. Even in his speech, he wrote this heartfelt rap, I guess, and at the end said something about tossing her salad like he was Sukihana. And I just, like, what? Why did you think that was appropriate? It's family and friends here. Like, it's a time and place for everything. He's too old for that. Like, ugh. He's mentally 24. Mentally, he's 24. That's why he's attracted to her. But, yeah, I mean, they talked, and I don't really know what got accomplished, but hey. So, also, we saw Shay and Amara get into it. But before they got into it, we see a little bit more with Shay and her man. He's Jamaican, heavy with the patois, okay? Accent is thick. Listen, did he just come from Jamaica or was it, what was it, Minnesota? But he was like, look, because she talking about something in 365 days, we need to be married. And he like, you can't rush me. But he talking about having another baby. Girl, don't wait another second. You're wasting your time. Okay? He can get you pregnant so you have all these babies so you can't leave. But he said he does not want to marry you. He's letting you know. So just take heed and just run. Run while you got one child, okay? But she like, no, if you give me the ring, then I'll have another baby. Why? So you can have the ring, not get married, and then be a single mama too? Like, I don't, for what? But she was like, look, I'll think about it, but, you know, we really have to get married. And I do agree with him on one thing. You cannot be putting that pressure on somebody. If he loves you and wanted, you don't even, I wouldn't even want it if I had to nag you about it. If she put it out there and he did it, fine. But if you telling him and he's like, no, like he fighting against it, you trying to force something to fit. Mm-mm. And then now it's too late. All this on and off 10 years. Seemed like it was more off than on, but whatever. And a baby. Mm-mm. So he said Safaree invited him out because they both Jamaican, so they got that in common. And yeah, and she was like, I don't want you going out. I don't want my man going out with Safaree. Like, I don't want him being influenced by that HOE. Your man is grown. That man can't influence that grown man. He can make his own decisions, whether you sitting there babysitting him or not. If he gonna want to do something, he gonna find a way to do it. They be women with a man every day, think I want him every single day. We always together, and they be living double lives, child. Try again. So he ended up going to meet Safaree, and Shay tagged along. girl, if you're already doing this as a girlfriend, that's why he don't want to marry you. I don't want to tag along with you and your friends all this. Like, find something else to do. If he gonna do something, he gonna do it. The cameras was there. What did you think he was about to do? Safaree too busy got he cheating on his own. He don't need nobody to come with him and accompany him. He can do all that by himself. But she goes there and Safaree was telling her like you can't nag this man into marrying you, like, and she don't want to hear it. And her boyfriend agreed with Safaree, and I guess she gonna find out in 365 days, even if he does propose, like he's gonna resent you because he didn't really do it when he wanted to do it. But she brings up her friend Amara, and he was like, "Yeah, well, I'm about to get the snip snip because I already got my two kids. She got two. That's a lot of kids. Let him do it. Like, y'all do realize Safaree's in his 40s and he's loose as a goose. I think it's best for everybody if he go ahead and just get the snip snip as well. Let him do what he want." She like, "Well, Mata wants more kids." Well, you don't even think he should be with her, so who cares? It's none of your concern. Fast forward to the baby sit and see, did they bring the baby out for people to sit and see? I don't know. Even over there in Real Housewives of Atlanta, Shay pushed the baby out for 2 minutes. But anyway, she up here, she was like, Safaree told me that she felt a way about the video I made because at her daughter's birthday party, she made a video like, "Oh, I guess they are together. I mean, good luck, happy for you if that's what you want." Like, and Amada was like, "It's the tone, it's the delivery, the way you said it," and I agree. Like, she said it without saying it. Like, you're not in support of this, and why make a video? Why just not say anything or just keep it to yourself? Say it behind closed doors, but not on camera for everybody to know that how you feel about this. Like, if that's your friend and y'all are rebuilding a friendship at that, because they fell out already. This ain't your place. Like, say what you gotta say to your friend, and she gonna do what she wanna do because she grown and move on. But Shay was like, "Look, he said that he wanted to get the snip snip," and she was like, "That's his body. He can do what he wants." And she's like, in her confessional, like, "Yeah, I'm gonna talk to him about it in private, but I'm not talking to Shay about it." And I agree, cause it's none of her business. Girl, worry about that man that don't want to marry you. And then Shay was like, "Well, listen." She's like, "I don't know what you're doing with this man," but she was like, "I love you, but girl, you stupid sometimes." She got up and left. Well, she got a point there. I mean, this decision isn't really all that smart, but again, like I said last week, we know it's for a storyline. Anywho, I think I pretty much covered everything. So if I missed something, let me know. Drop down in the comments. Should we keep going with Love and Hip Hop Miami? So far, so good. So I think so. Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.